and welcome to your reading for the April 4th and your review of the Magical Forest, Tarot of the Magical Forest. So if you're new to this series, this is my 78 card reading in which I will read the entire deck for you guys. And you guys usually vote for this on Instagram between 1 or 2 decks. This time you guys chose between 3 and you chose this one. It's another one of my cute decks. As you guys know, I love my cute illustration decks. So what we're going to do is do a 78 card reading. Now, if you're watching this after April 4th, then this is a reading for you as well. It's meant to go through the entire deck and show you guys all the cards, while at the same time providing one of my 78 card readings that I developed a long time ago, probably at the beginning of the channel, but I always kind of read like this. It was just a reading that I would do for people, especially in private readings. So I'm excited to bring it to you guys, and it works really well with the deck review because this way we get to see all the cards. And again, whenever you're watching this in 5-10 years from now, you can also get a free reading while looking at the cards. Now here is a little bit of an idea, and you guys let me know, whoever's in chat. What if I just take out the cards and read them as they are in the deck? I don't know which order they're in, but maybe it's like a message through time that is helping us, you know, or is for us to discover. I've used this deck before and it's in an order, but I think it's kind of a cool idea to just pull it out and see what it's going to say. So unless you guys object, that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, pretty neat, hey? So here is the cover, so you guys can see that. There's a little guy, and on the bottom we have the manufacturing or the publishing information, which is Low Scarborough. It's another one of those Low Scarborough decks. I think Low Scarborough and AGM Mueller are some of my favorite publishers. I really like US Game Systems as well, of course. But yeah, so that's the back. We have a fox, and I think that the different suits are divided between the different animals, right? So anyway, so again, this is for the 4th, in replacement for the 4th, but whenever you guys watch this, then that's the reading for you. And you can, if you're done with this reading and want another reading, go and check out another one of my reviews, right? This came in as an insert, the Law of Attraction Tarot. Do you guys want me to review that? Let me know in the comments and we can do another 78 card reading with that one. Let's see if I have any of these decks. I actually don't have any one of these decks, surprisingly. So this is let me know if you want me to read with any of these decks. This is the Secret Forest. That one looks cool. Some decks I don't get, especially if they have tiny details like these fairies, because, well, the camera doesn't show it that well. And then with the white cats, I've thought of getting this one. I do have another cats tarot. I'm not that hot on cats tarot. I know you guys, some of you guys really like it though. And then Tarot of this Sweet Twilight. I've been really drawn to this deck before. Let me know if you want me to get any of them and review them. Okay, so let's see what else we get in this pack. And as agreed, on the bottom we have the Chariot, so that's pretty good message. And then we get this little insert too, which is comes standard. This is the back of the cards. Pretty okay. And then you get a standard booklet. They include it in every single publication. It's in 4 or 5 languages and describes all the cards. Fun fact is that every single description is unique. So for every single card that you get, there's a unique description, which is dope. This deck was originally published in 2008. Here's the contact information for Low Scarborough, and let's see. So just like a legal notice, and art tarot is Pietro Aligo, and marketing is Mario Pignatiello. Sorry for butchering the name. So this was written by Leo Tang and is illustrations by Giovanni Pelsolini. Okay, cool. So beautiful deck. Tarot of the Magical Forest. I love forests. I'm scared of the animals though. So we've made a decision. We're going to just take the cards as is. If you're completely opposed to this and want me to do a part 2 where I shuffle the cards, let me know in the comments once the video is posted. And if anybody wants to time cap for the beginning of the reading, just make it, 5 or 6 minutes. Okay, so let's begin. So on the bottom we had the Chariot. This represents the sign of Cancer, and this represents the act of overcoming, moving past situations, improving our circumstances or whatever we've come across. The first card is, ooh, girl, there we go, 2 of Cups. So right off the bat, we've got love is the answer. And I feel as though love is coming into your heart, and this is the main theme of what we are going to get at this time. And then we have the message. Some of you guys may be dealing with a Taurus, but this is the card of the Hierophant, the teacher, and community. So this could also represent marriage. Some of you guys are in a situation that's leading to marriage or involves marriage already in some way, or some kind of institution. Here we have the 5 of Pentacles. Now I feel as though this marriage, and I'll just get into the reading, and if you guys want to comment on the side, just say whatever you like. Okay, so I feel like maybe for some of you this marriage has to do with money. It's motivated by money more than desire. Or maybe the blockage to the marriage is a lack of money, but there seems to be a barrier to happiness because of financial concerns or situations. And this could involve a child, particularly if you have Gemini, Aquarian, or Libra children. They in some way are, kind of cutting in to circumstances and disrupting the flow of situations. There might be a need for you to go in a different direction as well. Take a different look at the situation. You might be this Knight of Swords as well. In some way you're supposed to love and feel that love connection with your partner. But I think that you're thinking about this love situation and just kind of in some way feeling uncomfortable. Yeah, this reminds me of the Puss in Boots, right? This is the Puss in Boots, that story. It's a kitty cat. This kind of cat I like, just the random cat. And then we have the Devil. So this represents the sign of Capricorn, right? And so here we have the Devil. And so I feel like there's a great fear that's coming over you. Maybe this is just cold feet about where this is going to go. Worried that, your mind starts working. You start worrying about where the situation is going. Is it going to produce for you some kind of outcome that you want? You're definitely afraid of something, or someone is really afraid of the world or the way that the circumstances are. And that's leading you to kind of escalate your thoughts into a bit of a broken heart. So you're having this catastrophic kind of dialogue with yourself, or somebody is in this relationship and they keep going to a dark place. If it's not you, then it's your partner. If you don't have a partner, then most likely it's you, or it's some situation in the past that you had gone through in which this was the issue. There was like a closening of a relationship, but financially it was like coming apart. I really like this card too. So I really like this deck, just as a clarifier, a little my bias disclosure. It's one I really like, this kind of artwork in general. Children's art I really like, or art for kids books and stuff, whatnot. So anyway, so I was friends with a children's book illustrator who actually worked with Andy Warhol. I was friends with him for a long time. He was also a philosopher, a very interesting person. But yeah, I have a passion for these kinds of illustrations. This is one of the better ones I've seen. Okay, so back to the reading. So yeah, there's love, but there's also something really tentative that you're feeling, one person is feeling. And I feel like fear is getting the better of the situation, right? And I feel like this may have been the legacy of a relationship with a father. This represents a father. This can also represent, someone who you really wanted to marry, or someone, a legacy of heartache and heartbreak that has been a part of this situation, and now is creating for you a barrier in which you don't necessarily feel comfortable in more serious relationships. But I feel like maybe there's someone who's going to come in, or the situation is going to evolve in which love becomes possible, at least in your heart, but more externally, a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio who could come in and make your life welcome and full of love. This is the King of Cups, and the King of Cups traditionally or typically represents a man who's ready for marriage, emotionally available and healthy. It can represent the Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, but it actually can also mean a father who has passed away in the past. It's not predicting the death of someone. I don't predict that kind of thing. But this sounds like almost idealized man. And I'm wondering if this is someone who's coming in or has left. But I feel like it's maybe twofold. There was an expectation in the past that caused a heartbreak, for one person or another. There was someone who was too perfect in your mind, or you set up your expectations too high. But I feel like maybe there's also someone coming in who's here to do some healing with you and bring the quality of home back into your life, where you can have a healthy marriage, a healthy community around you. And I think that with that will come some rest, where you're really in some way, able to rest and unpack the intensity of your experiences, and really in some way put health in your mind with regard to where you are going or what you want. So, sometimes rest allows us to think more clearly. So this is a cat nap. Exactly. You guys are so cute. I love when you guys contribute to the reading when it's on point. It's so great. And it takes a really long time because of the way that this is a online thing. It's very hard to get everybody doing the same thing, right? But it's for those of you guys who come on a regular basis, if you guys can help me actively participate by commenting specifically on the reading, and that kind of discourages off-topic conversation, and really it'll be really cool if we all do that in some way, right? That's the only thing is I can do to ask, but because it's open, anybody can come in and give feedback, and that becomes a difficult kind of thing to manage. But it would be awesome if we could do that on a regular basis. I'm all for having a two-way conversation. And now the comments are being published, so now we can actually have a conversation with people later being able to read what we're talking about. So this is the Nine of Pentacles, and so we have a fox, not a wolf, a little fox. And she's very happy with what she has. I think there's a little bird here. It's maybe a little bit too dark. Let me tell you what it is. It looks like a little bird that's sitting on her hand, and she's surrounded by all her pentacles, and beyond her is the possibility and kind of a horizon of some greater possibility. It's lit bright, so it reminds us that sometimes we sit too comfortably in our safety. But I think that this actually comes to the idea that you're going to move back into your home, or like energetically, not physically move. Yeah, the horizon is wonderful, Amy. Yeah, Amy's a wonderful photographer, and she uses depth of field very well in her photography. So that's what she's mentioning here, that the depth of field is really, really well drawn. But we have this kind of turning away to a more safe place. So that's how it would represent the Nine of Pentacles here. So I think that there is this real kind of coming to a comfortable place after feeling a certain degree of anxiety or worry. Okay. So next we have the Empress, right? So kind of coming into fruition, coming into yourself, feeling comfortable. There's the wheat at her feet, at the bottom of her chaise, and then there is a Venus sign representing, and the sky is also really beautiful. Yeah, these are wonderfully drawn. So the Empress, so it's kind of allowing us to breathe and sit into a place that we find comfortable, that's non-threatening, in which we can think. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, and so I think that once you relax and sit with yourself, you're going to feel more comfortable, and you're going to feel like there is predisposed to being able to respond to positive influence in our life that is taking us in a good direction. And it's kind of like celebratory, an ease, a comfort, an ability to kind of relax and go naturally in wherever the wind takes us, without too much editing, without too much censorship as to what's right. So following your heart and being very, very innocent about what we want, and then falling very, very easily into a decision that's natural about which way we're meant to go. So it's ease of decision, you know, easing into a decision, not jamming our heads. I've been using the metaphor of a square peg in a round hole, that kind of thing. And so there's this kind of easing into situations rather than forcing issues. And ultimately waiting. This is how gorgeous is this card. Yeah, these are barely illustrations. These are more like paintings, aren't they? Yeah, if you guys will see, my decks are, I tend to favor fine art decks. And I think this one, I know it's illustrative, but it's almost like painting quality to them. I think that they're like fantastic. Again, depth of field, amazing. So the three of wands, I feel like, you know, you make your decision, you ease into something, and also you're waiting for something to come back, and there's something coming for you on the horizon, something you've been waiting for, someone you've been waiting for a very long time. And that would be a Knight of Pentacles, a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. And I feel like this person is integral to growing you in the direction you need to go. This is kind of like your backbones coming in. And he's coming in with a gift. You can see he doesn't have to be a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. But I think that he's bringing you a gift. He's bringing you stability. And I think that he's bringing you a lot of grounded energy. And I feel like you're feeling tenuous towards him. You're not quite sure. You like your home. That's your Nine of Pentacles back there, and you're defending it against the possibility of threat, but you don't really see where the threat is coming from. So you're continually paranoid, I think, on some level. You know, people who have a lot in life, they struggle with paranoia a lot, especially people who have like new rich, people who have acquired their wealth in their lifetime. They tend to have real psychological issues with with, you know, who's going to take it from me, that paranoid thinking. And so I feel like this isn't necessarily in that sense, but it parallels that in the sense that it might be figments of your imagination, and you might want to question that there's no actual threat at all, that you're just nervous because you've gotten yourself this little castle, you're comfortable, and now somebody is knocking on your door. Here is this is getting deep. This is the Emperor, so somebody was asking before. And so I feel, I said knocking on the door, so somebody is coming in. But this is also your home and your position of safety or comfort, you know, that we're talking about. The next card is the Death card. So change and transformation. The Emperor represents your Aries, or this is going to be Scorpio. So this can actually be a change around what is stable for you at this time. You know, something that you actually thought was very stable changes and transforms. I think it's a little bit freaky that they drew the pig dead here in this card, in the Death card, and the Emperor is the pig here. As you can see, all the cards have different animals, so it's pretty intimidating, the fact that the Emperor has ceased to exist, right? And there's like an owl queen behind him. Seems pretty scary to me. Yeah, but it can actually mean that something's changing. But it can actually mean that these people are coming into your life, both Scorpio or Aries, or maybe the nature of your stability is changing, so it's time to evolve and progress towards greater horizons. And so there's love that's coming into your life, 8 of Rods, so this is the same castle. Nothing's changing. I think that maybe this is the fear. Maybe this is the fear. These are the wands. Remember, we were just talking about that. The wands. This is a very nice deck to read. The illustrations are very, very suggestive. So for intuitive reading, right? So you have the wands coming at you. I think this is a fear. I think that you're afraid that your stability, that's exactly what I was talking about. Fear that your stability is going to end and you're defending it, and there's your castle. So I think that's the paranoia that I was mentioning before, right? Sometimes I pick up on the message before the cards come down. But I think that you're going to have positive reinforcement. I don't think anybody's dying. I think that we're just getting a little scared here of what we might lose. And you're afraid that either your father's going to die, the relationship's going to end, or that your stability in your home is, you know, tenuous, and that it will come to a close. I think this is the fear in your mind as you're defending yourself against the unknown. And I said earlier, if you guys want to skip back in the video, is there anyone even there? So the question is, I don't think there's anyone there at this time. I don't think that this is justifiable worry. This is more kind of, you have something, it's working really hard for something such as security, wealth, home, can feel really scary once you possess it because you don't want to lose it again, right? So a lot of people struggle with these kinds of feelings, and I think that's what's going on here. And we have the 8 of Wands, which is the world giving you some kinds of supportive signals, reinforcement, kindness, and I think that will come in the form of a friend. This is the real deal. Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. I love the Page of Cups. Like, I love the Page of Cups. Like, all my pets in the future, I want them to be little pages of cups. If I have kids, I want them to be little Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. I love that fish jumping out of the cup in it's so innocent. And rabbits are so innocent, of course, with Easter just passed. But someone once said to me something about rabbits. Do you guys want to hear it? But it's kind of a spoiler for the whole rabbit affection thing. For me, I have to I'm still working through the energy. Let me know if you want me to share. what I heard about rabbits, about like another archetype with rabbits that I didn't really like. But you guys want to hear it? It has to be more than one person asking. But yeah, so I feel like there will be kindness and supportive energy coming to you from a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, and a new friend. And I think that a lot will get grounded in work. Okay, you guys got 2 yeses. Okay, fine. I'll ruin it for everyone. Spoiler. Jump ahead 1 minute if you guys don't want to hear this. So, or like, if somebody could timestamp how long it takes me to explain it, and then leave it in the comments below once we're done, then that would be very helpful. So someone once told me that rabbits represent death because they essentially do 2 things. They eat, they sleep, they poop, and they have sex, and they procreate. So a rabbit's life cycle is like at the extreme point of reproduction. So if you put 2 rabbits together, before you know it, there is like 100 rabbits, right? So rabbits represent death. And I thought that was a very horrible way to look at it, but it's just, this person hated rabbits. They were like, it's like the grossest animal ever, because all they do is procreate and die. That's all, you know? It's like a maddening. Anyway, so if anybody's interested, time cap 2640 in the comments once we publish the video, or 27 minutes once we publish, so that anyone who doesn't want to have rabbits ruined can jump to that spot. Okay, so then we have the 8 of Pentacles, hard work and diligence. So I think the emotional aspect of things settles down. You settle into the things you need to create. You have help and support from a Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. This is a new friend who helps you, maybe a friend at work. Yeah. And then we have then I got you guys in an uproar, sorry. I know, it was one of those things that I've heard, you know, the Hermit. Okay, so I think that a Virgo might come into your life, or maybe there will be some need for some self-reflection, pause. Maybe the work will be a release of the emotional stuff and thinking about where you are in things in general, where your life is going. Very cute little polar bear. Fun fact, there's 2 kinds of white bears. There are polar bears and there are brown bears who are albino, and they're called spirit bears. If you guys remember, I have a tapestry that I used to feature on my videos of the spirit bear. Maybe I'll put it up on Instagram for you guys to check out. But yeah, so this is a polar bear, I think. Personal journey, insight into where you are meant to go. The emotion is kind of out of it at this point. You feel a little secure. Your work is going well. You have a new friend. And now it's time to kind of think about what you're doing. Here is the next message. 4 of Pentacles. The Virgo might be holding out on you a little bit, you know, sitting on their coins, or maybe you're sitting on yours, right? But there's this kind of refusal to move forward. There's a certain feeling in this reading to do with kind of like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to, there's like the brake, putting the brake on things, putting, you know, things, making things stop, slow down, you know. There's this kind of feeling like the person who's watching this, or person around them, it really doesn't want. Several times there's been this feeling like, oh, let's not progress because it's so intimidating to move forward with things. And I feel like maybe that has to do with a heavy workload, having too many things to consider. Sorry, this one's a little bit dark. But yeah, so we have this kind of a feeling that you need to go really, really slow, or else everything will fall apart. So did you see that the wand energy is sort of mounting? It went up, up, up. So I feel like in a certain way it got more and more intense. There's so much pressure and you're like, don't touch me. I don't want anything added to my plate. Yeah. And then we have, whoops, I jumped ahead, sorry. Spoiler alert, no, I'm just kidding. Okay, we'll get to that in just a minute. But then we have the Queen of Wands, who is a Sag, Leo, or Aries. Look at her with her little sunflower and cat. These are really, really pretty. So, yeah, so I feel like there's someone around you who kind of, at that time, you will be only able to resonate with this fire energy. The nice thing about the fire court cards is they don't add a lot of weight to a situation. So it's like if you're overburdened, this person's not going to lay down a whole bunch of intense crap on your hands. And so I think that you'll become closer with this person. They'll be refreshing to you because you won't have a lot of room to, you know, think about deep things. And then we have the Knight of Wands. So that was the spoiler. Somebody's going to come in really fast or leave really fast. What a cute card, eh? Can you guys see it? So yeah, he's really cute. He's coming in super fast. A Sag, Leo, or Aries. So somebody's coming or going very quickly. You know, they light up your life, but they also leave behind a trail of wonderful things. This could be a sibling. This could be someone who you don't see too much. Yeah, a frog riding a frog. Yeah. And then we have the Six of Cups. So it's really priming you for a good experience, some love, Sun in Scorpio for this card, but not necessarily. This is the soulmate card or reflection of love. So your heart is going to be motivated to be more caring or feel more nurturing. And I think that maybe you'll receive some kind of letter or message from someone who is in a certain way, you know, feeling the need to communicate with you, probably to do with love. They miss you, or they'll come in very quickly like this, like boom, there you go. Here's a message. You know, I've been thinking about you. Hey, cutie, what's up? Shake that booty. You know, how's it going? That kind of thing. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey. You know, but it's not like a girlfriend or like a platonic friend. This is like a little bit romantic. And then we have, I think it's going to be time for you to kind of dig in to some of the things you've been storing or saving for a while. And I think that maybe in some way you are going to have to, let's see, in some way you are going to be looking at all those prime pentacles that you've been storing, and it's going to be time to dip in. It's time for your reaping. And so I think that maybe this will help you begin a new emotion, new relationship, feelings towards someone. This feels peculiar here. What's going on here? Maybe this will lead you to make a change and see a different course of action that you're wanting to take. And so you're going to make whatever it is happen. So, you know, that letter might be your wake-up call that you want to move forward, right? That you want to move forward towards. And I feel like you won't really know exactly what to do. Maybe there's some history with these people where you're in some way, when you're already some way, you know, kind of not sure if this is gonna be a blind decision to a certain respect. It's not gonna be, you're not gonna be sure what the outcome of it is going to be, and you're gonna feel as though you're continuing this long drawn out suspension where nothing's going on, like nothing's happening, everything's the same, rah, right? Just keep trying to make them upright, but there we go. Sorry about my lace. And then we have, but I think that you are on the right path, and this is the star. And you are on the right path, and you're on the right journey, and don't be feeling like, you know, everything's changing. Sometimes things change really fast before they switch so quickly on you. So give it time. And I feel like, you know, there is this kind of connection. Think of the solar plexus. You know, when you meet someone and you feel it in your gut, there could be this internal knowing or self-awareness about where you need to go, and that's going to be coming to the surface. So you need to nurture your own instincts about which way you're going. Remember, so we're about halfway through, so I'll give you guys like a reminder. The whole thing is about overcoming. The first card was the Two of Cups. Switch back to the beginning to see it, but at the center, around the center, see, we're about halfway through, we see these string of trump cards, and I feel like, you know, about when it's time to go, when it's the right path, when are you ready, what are you looking for, those kinds of things, and identifying and having confidence that you'll be able to recognize it when it's happening. Oh yeah, partnerships in a big way, and successful partnerships also to do with work and reciprocity. You're looking for somebody who is going to give back to you what you give to them, and that will be in a certain way manifested. There's going to be a teacher who comes to you. He's possibly a Sagittarius or Aries, but this guy's the investor. He has money and he just gives to others around him. And I think whether you're with this person or not, this person is going to teach you a lesson. So if you've been living with relationships that are in a certain way not giving to you financially, or not giving to you in reciprocity to that which you need, this King of Wands is going to remind you of the standard that you can expect from people. So it's like a, you know, he could be an older man and not a sugar daddy. I'm saying like someone who has it together with regard to how to treat people, how to not like drive them into debt and all that stuff. So he could be very cordial, you know, very, very polite and kind. And I feel like he could be making an investment in something that you have going on. The Six of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Ace of Rods. It could be a sugar daddy, but I don't think the majority of my readers are, you know, maybe a agave daddy or something like that. So we have the Six of Rods, and it will lead to your success, overcoming, championing over issues. This is the main theme. These cards are very interrelated. The Chariot and the Six of Wands, overcoming situations, really moving past. This is winning other people's favor also. So it's like all of a sudden people like you, all of a sudden you're not doing so wrong. And this is maybe something you've been attacked in some way, and the first part of the reading was to do with this attack. Some low-key, low self-esteem, low energy person came through and said, okay, so sorry you guys, there's an emergency at YouTube. If somebody can check, I'll just keep going unless somebody can. Yeah. Yeah, no, thank you. That's horrible. I don't feel comfortable continue reading. I promise you guys, I'll do a part 2, and and then I'll finish later, and maybe we should just stop now because it's a very serious thing. You guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Remember that the whole message is overcoming. Angie's one of our regular viewers. I know she's not creating unnecessary drama. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, the energy dropped. No, it's terrible. You guys just say your prayers, send Reiki, whatever you do. And yeah, we'll talk in a minute. I mean, we do this every day. I hope everybody's okay. Bye.